Role Queue is about to hit Overwatch, and with it comes a very specific and brand new way of playing the game. This is the meta lock. This is 222, and in this video what we're going to do is break it down, and I'm going to tell you guys the best heroes to play in each specific role, and then we're going to talk about the very early Role Queue meta, which has been developed on the PTR and at the Overwatch League level, and what we can learn from that. Guys, I'm Stylosa and welcome to the channel. If you really enjoy the videos that I've been making, remember to like the video. It helps an absolute, truckload. I can't explain to you how much this helps. So do like the videos, guys, but only if you enjoy the video. Maybe wait until the end of the video, then like it. It's up to you. Also, remember, you can subscribe as well, and make sure you tap the bell so you get alerted to when all the videos go live. Okay, so what is happening to Overwatch? Well, it is a brave new world. We have the role lock with individual QSR, so your damage, your support, your tank has its own SR, which is phenomenal, but also we get the 222 lock, which means you get 2 supports, 2 damage, and 2 tanks on your team in every single game. That means you will no longer suffer from 6 DPS, no longer suffer from no support, no longer suffer from no tanks. This is beautiful, and it fixes a lot of issues with Overwatch. But one thing you've got to be aware of, guys, you will still get toxic players, and you will still get the odd bad game. Now, this video is designed to give you the information to equip you so you can go straight into Role Queue, and you will know the types of heroes you should be looking to play, which fill specific roles and are very strong in the meta right now. Okay, so first things first. Overwatch, you could just pick whatever hero you wanted, and what you would typically do is you would go into the game. Well, this is what I would do. I'd say, hey, I'm going to play, I don't know, Hanzo today. I go into the game. I've got a particularly fast computer, so I can lock in heroes really fast. So I insta-lock the Hanzo. Then I sit there. I look at the screen. It's beautiful, and I'm waiting for the team to fill out. I'm waiting for at least a main support. And what I mean by that is a character with a lot of healing output. So maybe a Mercy, a Baptiste, a Moira. What I don't want to see is a Zen and Lucio as the supports, because then I'd be a bit worried. Anyway, I'm also then waiting for a main tank, a Reinhardt or an Orisa or a Winston or something like that. But I don't get one. So then what I have to do is come off my Hanzo and go and play the tank, because we don't have one. That instantly makes me feel kind of down because I wanted to play Hanzo. That is no longer the case, because you will be able, within reason, to play the hero that you want to play. However, there is one kind of caveat with this we have to be aware of, and this is what this video will help you with. Sometimes somebody else playing the same role as you might want to play the same hero, so we need to work that out and get around it, and this is how we do it. So first things first, in this video we're going to take a look at the best heroes based on the meta right now, which has been developed on the PTR and at the pro level to play in each of the categories, and then what we'll do is discuss the meta and the way it's developing. So let's begin with tanks. Now, tank players, you need to be aware you cannot just be a Hog one trick. You cannot just be a Diva one trick anymore. You will need to be able to play another main tank. So the tank lineup right now should be Orisa as the main barrier tank. She is without a doubt the best tank in the game, main tank in the game right now. We're not going to cover Sigma too much in this video because it's going to be a while until Sigma comes out, but still Sigma is a barrier tank, so just kind of be aware of it. But right now Orisa is the best, so you need to be proficient with Orisa, and then either Hog or Diva. So if I'm going to queue as a tank, I'm going to be going in with the intention of playing Orisa, but I might have an Orisa player with me. Now, the way we get around this is if we can play Hog and Orisa, we can play all of the roles and everything is totally fine. Or we can play Orisa and Diva. We can get around and we can work this out. What we don't want to do is see double barrier tanks. That's not going to be ideally optimal. It's still workable, but we wouldn't really want to see a Reinhardt and Orisa. That kind of wouldn't be great. So be aware, you need to be able to play the Orisa, but then also think about Hog and Diva. If you can cover those 3 heroes, you've got absolutely everything covered, and you can go for tank all day and night, and you will have brilliant games. Okay, let's move on to damage. Now, damage is an interesting one right now because 2 heroes are really, really strong, and that is Reaper and Mei. So if I was going in for the damage slot, what I'd be looking to do is be able to play Reaper, be able to play Mei, be able to play Hanzo, and then possibly a little bit of Widow. Those are the 4 best DPS heroes based off the meta we're seeing right now at the pro level and on the PTR in the game. They are super strong. Reaper and Mei are especially strong. There's been a bunch of videos on the channel which you guys can go and check out, which do go into detail on how strong Reaper is, show off some of the pro meta, show you Mei as well, the specific videos on her. They are really strong because they've got a lot of self-sustain. So in a way, they kind of let you run a GOAT style comp of old, which is a very like self-sustaining, self-regenerative comp where it's very difficult to kill all of those heroes because of course GOATs back in the day was 3 tank heroes and 3 support heroes. But Reaper and Mei, they can fill the damage slot, but they're still kind of tanky. So you kind of end up with 4 tanks in a way. People have been calling it GOATs Light, GOATs 2.0. It's really funky and interesting, but I would definitely have the Reaper and the Mei as a playable option to me. Then I would definitely look at the Hanzo. Hanzo is really, really... in fact, I'm going to go as far as to say Hanzo is broken. You could say Reaper is broken and Mei are broken, but I'm telling you guys right now, Hanzo is broken. Blizzard have tried to nerf him, and really, it doesn't really do anything to Hanzo. Hanzo has got inherent design flaws with his hero, where he will just put out that obnoxious DPS, and he will instantly kill people randomly, it seems at times, although a clever Hanzo player does generally play the corners and the angles quite well, so he's spamming with reason, but still it's just spam, or I guess it's logical spam, but it's still just spam, and every now and again you will get that cheeky kill. But the big thing with Hanzo is he can destroy barriers, which is super strong. So Orisa drops a barrier down, Hanzo storm arrows into it, it's basically dead. It's phenomenal. Hanzo is really, really good. And the outsider in this is Widow. Now, Hanzo, Mei, and Reaper are completely different skill sets to Widow. Widow is the only hit scan hero that, well, I guess you could say Reaper's hit scan, but Reaper's point blank range, so yeah. But Widow is the outlier here. She is a completely different style of hero, but she's really strong on certain maps. Junkertown, for example, you might see dual sniper comps. You might see Hanzo and Widow as the DPS instead of the Reaper and the Mei, just because you've got awesome sightlines. But Widow, she can be really, really strong on certain points like Ilios Ruins as well. They're like Widow's playground, so yeah. But I would definitely say be good with Hanzo and be good with either Reaper or Mei. And if you are, you should be able to play damage beautifully. And whatever the other character does who's with you or the other player, it should be fine. Okay, let's move on to the supports. Now, support is in a really good place right now in Overwatch. You can basically play whatever support you like. But if we're going to stick to the meta, which I will explain in a second, guys, and go into detail on the meta, but the kind of meta supports we're seeing right now is Moira for the main support and then Lucio for the off support. So, yeah, beautiful. And when I say off support in this context, I just mean, like, I think it's simplistic to approach it like this, like main tank and off tank. So the main tank takes all the damage, the off tank is there to sort of disrupt and assist with some of the tanking duties, and the same for the supports. I think it's easier to keep it like that, where we've got the main support does the bulk of the healing, and the off support brings utility, a good defensive ultimate, and all kinds of bits and pieces like that. So you think of heroes like your Zen, like your Lucio, you know, they do bits and pieces that add to the main healer's function. So Moira and Lucio, really good. If you can play both of those heroes, you should be totally fine, because you go into a game and maybe you want to play the Lucio, but some guy picks Lucio, it's fine. You can just play Moira. You will have a really good time. You can also, though, and this is the beauty of the support slot right now, you can take Mercy as the main healer, you could take Anna, you could take Baptiste, you can take Zen as the off healer, you can take Lucio as well. I guess technically you would call them flex, but off hero, off supports, you can basically play whatever you like. But remember, because you can only have 2 supports, you want to be able to always have a main support in the game. Now, there is one support I haven't spoke about here, and this is, well, it's everybody's favorite Brig. Now, Brigitte is in a weird place. I don't think we've worked her out just yet on the PTR, and at the pro level, she's not actually the version on the PTR, which is a bit weird. So we've not seen the pros player. There's a bit of debate whether she actually does enough healing right now, so I don't know. But Moira is really strong, like really, really strong. So I would heavily consider playing Moira. Of course, Anna and Baptiste are super strong, especially Baptiste in certain comps as well. Okay, that kind of covers tank damage and support. And just to give a really quick run through of what we went over, if you this is for the 2 heroes you should look at in each slot: tank, Orisa and Hog; damage, Reaper, Mei, but also Widow. Well, Hanzo. Let me just say that again. So damage, Reaper, Mei, Hanzo, and then a little bit of Widow, and support, Moira and Lucio, and then any other support you really want to play. But remember, you always need a main support, somebody to output healing. So if you don't have that, if you've got a Lucio and a Zen, you're probably going to lose the game, right? You need that massive healing output. Okay, let's talk about the meta and where I've got all of this knowledge and information from. So this is the current meta at the pro level of the game, and it is also the meta we've seen developed on the PTR. It is Orisa. It is either Hog or Diva. It is Reaper, Mei, Moira, and Lucio. Now, there are variations on this, and obviously if you get like a Genji instead of the Reaper, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose the game, but that is the strongest comp we have seen used at the Overwatch League level. Now, this comp is really good for a number of reasons. Again, I've made a video going into massive detail on this on the channel. You guys should check that out. But essentially, it's very difficult to remove this comp from a point. You basically sit on the point, set up a bunker with the Orisa, the Reaper sits there, the Mei just cuts off people and freezes them on the point, like cuts them off with the wall, freezes them, has an awesome ultimate to control the point as well. And yeah, Moira's amazing at healing close range and healing everybody else. Lucio gives you speed and an awesome ultimate. It's just really obnoxious and really difficult to get off the point. So if you ever get the chance, or you see a team comp forming like this, you get Orisa, you get Hog, you get Reaper, you get Mei, and maybe you're the support player, what you should definitely do is play either Moira or Lucio. If you pick up the Ana, it could work. You pick up the Batiste, it could definitely work. Or the Mercy, it could definitely work. But Moira is super strong in that comp right now, and almost in a way, it'll become like an instant win scenario. So if we go on again and look at it from a damage perspective, even for a tank perspective, if you've got a Lucio, a Moira, a Mei, a Reaper, and then you get an Orisa, well then you need to play the off tank. You either go for Hog or you go for D.Va. Hog works really well with Orisa, so you can hook people in. D.Va has got defense matrix, so she's amazing. Bad heroes to pick up would be Zarya. She would not be really great in this comp. Hammond wouldn't be able to get healed in this comp because Moira and Lucio would find it difficult to keep him up. So in that context, if you pick the Hog or the D.Va, you're helping your team win, and that is super strong. And we always go back to this point with Overwatch where if you play the right comp and it's a strong comp, you've got more chance of winning. What the enemy team are doing, we don't necessarily care, but we want to play heroes that work together with our team. So just to give one final example on this, if you are the damage class or hero or slot, I guess, and you see an Orisa and a Hog and then a Reaper, and then we've got a Moira and then maybe a Lucio or maybe a Zen instead of a Lucio, you should definitely pick up the Reaper because that complements the comp and it's mega strong. That's not to say you couldn't play a Hanzo. Hanzo could work as well. You couldn't maybe play a McCree, but these are not as effective as the heroes we're seeing right now in the 2-2-2 meta. Guys, I'm going to end the video at that. I could keep going on about this, but hopefully this gives you some really good insight into the way role queue is going to change Overwatch, specifically the 2-2-2 forced role lock meta, which is going to radically change the game, and hopefully for the better. I have found my experience on PTR has been great. There have been games which have been absolutely terrible. That will just happen. You will get games like that. You can't, like, some people will just want to be angry. They'll want to throw for whatever reason. The fact is that the odds of that happening now are much reduced, simply because you get to play the hero you want to play. And of course, because we have specific SR queues now, it means that you can rank and you can actually really grind out one type of hero. So if I wanted to grind out DPS, I might say, okay, I'm going to main Mei today and I'm going to play loads of Mei, but maybe I've got a Mei player with me, so okay, it's fine, I'll just play Hanzo. You've got two heroes there, and the beauty of this means you've always got two heroes you can always play, because the other person in your same category can't, you know, there's only ever going to be one, so you're not going to have the problem of like, oh, we've got 4 DPS now, I can't play my Hanzo, Widow, Mei or Reaper because they're all picked. What do I do? I just throw. That doesn't happen as much now, and that's the beautiful thing about this. Guys, hopefully this gives you the knowledge to go out there and succeed when it comes to role queue. Go out there and enjoy, and let me know how it works out in the comments below. Also, remember, if you follow me on Twitter, which is @Stylosa, do send me your experiences and send me what you think as well of role queue, because I know it's going to open up now to a lot of players. We've got all of the console players will be able to play it. Just one little I think I should point out as well. This is the role queue beta that's going live tomorrow. That means 2 weeks, a mini competitive season for Blizzard to test this system out, and then it begins, I believe, on the 1st of September, or early September is when the official next season begins. But get out there and play some Overwatch. Guys, I've been Stylosa. If you enjoyed the video, then remember, like the video, it helps an absolute ton, and also subscribe to the channel and tap the bell so you get alerted to when videos go live, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.